Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. In this video, we're taking a look at Cardano and specifically the price action of ADA. Is ADA about to hit a new all-time high? Guys, as we get into this, if you find it useful and informative, do go ahead and hit the like button. I really appreciate that. If you are new, make sure you subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will not miss another cheeky update. Right, with that said, done and out of the way, let's get into some technical analysis on ADA. Okay, so we're starting off here, guys. This is Cardano paired with the USDT. We're on the weekly chart and Binance is the data source. The first thing we want to talk about is obviously there are 5 impulse waves to the upside. It's quite clear to see. And the next thing that we are talking about really is how we are progressing through this 5th wave. Now we're in recovery. For the case of Cardano, we have now actually gone higher than our 3rd wave. So we can definitely say this is a recovery. And now we're on to price discovery. So the chances of a new all-time high is incredibly likely. The next thing we want to talk about on this weekly chart is obviously the stochastic relative strength index. We are now into the overbought area, and this is something that we saw quite early with our 3rd wave as well, okay? It was around this area here that we actually started to see us go up into this overbought area. Then we started to keep this kind of, pretty passively moving across and to the upside by having these little corrections on the journey to the upside. And this is something that we need to see with Cardano's ADA, but it's just not going to happen yet. Instead, we are going to continue the push to the upside. I think this is testament to a couple of things. Obviously, Charles Hoskinson's update last night, where he was talking about how everything is on track, everything is a go-ahead, and we should start to see the Alonzo hard fork combinator in motion. We're going to put it onto the testnet shortly, and then from there it's only really a small hop over to the mainnet as well. So everything is on track for the 12th of September, and there is no foreseen issues at the moment. So everything is good on that front. Now, this 5th wave is likely to top out up towards the $7.22 to $10 range. This is where I feel most comfortable. But again, guys, it's likely that we could see this overextend well above that up to the 10, 15, or even $20 to $25 range. And this is quite unclear. No one's going to know exactly where this is likely to go. And it's all really dependent on the projects that are building on the Cardano ecosystem. And of course, the migration and market share that gets divvied up between, other players like Solana, Polkadot, Ethereum, right? Because there are already over 100 companies that want to migrate using the ERC20 converter or just build new projects on the Cardano ecosystem. And these projects are businesses that are currently running on Ethereum without the predictable costs, without the ability to scale accordingly. Frustrated business owners who want to move to a cheaper and faster more secure system. And, there's a few that come to mind. Obviously, we recently interviewed Ben Goertzel from Singularity.net, and he was talking a lot around the differences between Solidity and Haskell, and obviously the Marlow, protocol and languages. It basically everything that you think Ethereum is versus what Cardano is, right? And basically, it's easier to write more secure code and dApps with Cardano than it is with Solidity and Ethereum. So that meaning that it obviously does depend on or has an impact on the price discovery of ADA, right? Because we could start to see serious price pushing to the upside as there was a huge squeeze on the supply. So doing really well and pushing further forward. And I do feel it's important at this point to also mention that market cap is not a barrier to price discovery. Okay, I know a lot of people get confused about this, but price discovery only really cares about 2 things. The first is obviously a squeeze on the supply, right? If there's a shortage of the supply, then, and there's a demand, then the price is going to go up, right? So demand plus limited supply equals high price. Now what market cap is only an indication of the current price. It is not an indication of value or anything like that. It's a very simple calculation. That is the last sold price of ADA multiplied by the circulating supply. That is it. It has no indication as to how much money is in the project. It's not an indication of how much money has gone into a project. It is literally just the last sold price multiplied by the circulating supply. This is why market capitalization cannot be used as a barrier to say that something cannot possibly go to a certain price point, because it's just ludicrous. So with that being said, price discovery is literally kind of limited, but it really depends on what is going on with these dApps, what moves over from Ethereum, and what else gets built on the Cardano ecosystem. So this is quite an exciting time to be out there, and because ADA is going to explode massively to the upside once we start seeing some significant dApps being built or move over to the system. With that being said, there are obviously lots of things going on with governmental contracts as well, right? So, at the beginning of 2022, we're going to start seeing 1 million users on board just from Ethiopia alone, and the education system stuff going on there. Then, of course, we had the Fortune 500, everything that the Cardano Foundation are also sorting out and trying to go after. So there's lots of fantastic things that are basically all indicating a huge push to the upside. So some of these price predictions and price expectations could completely be blown out of the water as the supply gets squeezed and the demand increases. Okay, so really good stuff. Now, obviously, I'm not really going to be talking too much more now about this weekly chart. Let's get into some of the here and now, what is going on, right? So we actually jump down into our daily view. And this is where things really get interesting for Cardano. Okay, so obviously yesterday we got just short of our all-time high area here. Okay, almost got there. I think we got as high as $2.94, right, where the all-time high was $2.97. So really close to the all-time high yesterday, and a slight pullback right now. But why is this important? This is really important because obviously we are targeting $3.37. That's the first price target. I think we're going to blast straight past that today. And the reason for this is that we are, of course, going into the oversold area on this daily stochastic relative strength index. Guys, for a while now, I've been talking about how we need a correction. We've been up in the overbought area pretty much from the way down here. This is not sustainable as we've been pushing the price up. We had the pullback in the middle here. This was good. This got us down to a nice low area. Then we saw the break to the upside, took us above the previous all-time high, setting a couple of new all-time highs, and then we had another pullback. This pullback is now absolutely crucial because this puts us in a very strong position now to push right back up to the upside, where we can blast right through the first price target of $3.37 and potentially start to think about going up to the $4.84. Okay, so right now Cardano is in a very, very good position on this daily chart. There is a gap being left behind between these wicks, but other than that, I do see that ultimately we've got a lot of support lines in here. We've obviously got the previous all-time high. We have a good support here at $2.59. There's another or slightly weaker support, but one that's holding up well for us now at $2.80. And again, guys, there's going to be that resistance line just appearing up here where we were yesterday. So again, we're going to hopefully blast straight past this. Now, if I throw the volumes on here, what we can do is see that although we've been pushing the price up, we have actually started to see a decrease in volume. Okay, so that's helping to protect the price whilst we correct our stochastic. What we're looking for now, and specifically after yesterday's update, is an increase in volume and buying volume at that. This will take us past that all-time high, and of course go to the $3.37 as the first target, and then go on up from there. Okay, so everything's looking pretty good on this daily chart. We've got good support lines, and of course the resistance is relatively weak with a good upswing to the next price target. Now, we take those volumes off for a second and we actually jump down into our hourly. This is where things are then confirmed for us as to why I think we are going to hit a new all-time high. And I reckon it's going to happen probably within 6 hours of this video hitting YouTube, most likely. We're oversold at this point down here on this hourly chart. So again, reaching 6.6, we went all the way down to 1.9. So now there's a huge amount of room to grow to the upside, right? Up against the resistance line that we're currently facing right now on this hourly chart. Again, this is about $2.85 around the area there. Basically, the resistance that I've got marked out is $2.85.5. It's not 100% accurate, but it is definitely in that area right now. That's the resistance, but we're just so oversold. There is nowhere to go but to the upside. We're starting to see the green candle get printed at this point in time, so it is likely that we are going to push up. Now, this comes after being trapped inside this area here, finding our support line down here, and then actually using that as a rocket to move on out. So Cardano was basically condensing down, found our support, tested the support, pushed up, right? And now obviously going to that previous area here, finding the resistance, and then pulling back down here. Now, this is a short-term kind of correction that we're seeing. Nothing to be worried about. being oversold the way that we are looking now to push up. And like I said, my expectations are that within the next 6 to so hours, we should start to actually see this thing push to new all-time highs. Okay, so the hourly chart is very much aligned to what we're seeing inside of our daily, and again, it's very much aligned to us being in where we are on our weekly, right? Everything is progressing very nicely for Cardano. Lots of exciting things to happen on the horizon now. So, you know, with smart contracts just around the corner, we should start seeing some really good price discovery and price action here for the Cardano ADA coin. And again, guys, you know, this is a long-term hold. So if we are ever in doubt of what is going on with our hourlies or our dailies, we do zoom out. We do obviously make sure that we are fully aware of where things are heading on our weekly chart, have our exit strategies all sorted out, and make sure that we kind of sell during the way up and not on the way down, and all of that kind of good stuff. My expectations for the bear market, and once we kind of finish this bull run, will be that you know, things like well, many altcoins will drop down like 90%, but I think Cardano will not drop down that low. I think we'll drop about 70% of its value. So if we do go to $10, for example, I reckon we'll have a low of $3 during the bear market, and then we'll be going up into the next bull cycle in a really strong way. So everything's looking really good on Cardano, guys. So I wanted to give you a brief update to see what I'm seeing in the charts here. I'm expecting new all-time highs today. So hopefully you have found this video useful. If you have, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you are new, then do subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With that said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.